Come get your girl done. All eyes on.
I don't even know if I want to make this video. Black community might kill me. I might die. But I gotta tell some truth. So, here we go. Okay, here we go. So, dear Jessie Woo, today I watched a video you did about Latin people using the N-word. And I definitely felt some of the points that you had in it, especially the ones based on your life experiences about why you don't feel Latin people can use the N-word. And so at some point in the video you said somebody make it make sense to you.
Somebody make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense.
For when it's cool for non-black people to use the N-word. So I'm gonna try to make it make sense. Now, in no way am I ever saying that non-black people, without black people being present or having a connection to black people, is it okay for them to use the N-word? Because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, it's intention. And before I get started, I know that there are some intellectuals and some woke people who are gonna have something to say about what I'm about to say here today, but this is for the layperson who is not a revolutionary, and they're probably like, hey, what is the big deal? Here, I'm gonna try to make it make sense and try to keep on point. So,
I never see a black person going up to a Hispanic person and say, hey, wetback, hey, prick, spick, whatever. I never see that. But I always see Hispanics going up to a black person. What's up, my nigga? Oh, ain't nothing. It's all good, my nigga. Why it's okay for non-blacks to say nigga, but it's not okay for a black person to walk up to white people and be like, hey, what's up, cracker?
no, it's never cool to walk up to any other race of people and greet them with the derogatory slang that's used for them. So no, it's not cool to be like, yo, what up my spig, what up my wetback, what up cracker, all them other things that people call other people. What up towelhead? No, you can't do that. What up my nigga? Why is it cool for some? And I say some because there is a path for some, and black people are not gonna like this path, but the fact of the matter is it's real. One, people who grew up with us. So if you and I grew up together and I've known you since you were 2, you don't know any other people most likely in your race outside of family members. The only people that you grew up around is black people. That will go for white people, that will go for Latino people. You can't expect a person who grew up on the block with us and the way we talk, and they're talking amongst us and they talking like us because they grew up with us, so they're gonna have the same vernacular that we carry, not to say the word. So it's very important intention. Now, in the same token, those people know that's cool in our circle because we know you. In a circle where people don't know you, you're going to ease back on that. You might get a one-time pass because you know you might be hyped up and it slip out, but we going to let the people around know, like, nah, he grew up with us, he from the block, and that's when it's okay. And I know higher up scholars and woke people are like, no one should use the N-word, not even black people. I'm dealing in realism here. We're gonna say it. It's part of the vernacular. It's ingrained in our culture. Kids grew up from little saying it. We say it. Our parents say it. So there are a section of people who are actively trying not to say it, and I don't disrespect those people. Hopefully I become one of those people, but I'm not gonna front. I use the word. I grew up in a mixed neighborhood with Latinos or Hispanics and black people. There weren't no white people around. It was Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, black people, Haitians, whatever non-white culture it was, we grew up together. And at the end of the day, as we grew up and we started growing up, how I look like walking up to my white friend that I knew, like I'm too, what up my nigga, and then he feeling some kind of way when he say it back to me. Because at the end of the day, we know we're doing it in an affectionate way towards each other. Where it's not cool is when you're saying it and there are no black people present, your intention when there are black people present, because if you're saying that shit in anger, then no, that's never cool. Never ever cool, because then we know you reaching back to some deep-seated stuff, and yeah, you might get your ass whooped. Another point that you made is that the person that you were talking about, they like the culture, they appreciate the culture, and they want to be a part of the culture.
I feel like she's just been influenced so much by black culture. And so she wants to be part of that. She likes the culture. She wants to adapt to the culture. She wants the culture to embrace her. But here's the thing, is that at the end of the motherfucking day, you don't have to use nigga to be down with niggas.
That can't be a reason to understand her point. Now, I know this video is for me to tell you how it's cool for certain non-blacks to say the N-word, but for her, it's not cool, because at the end of the day, if she is in a space where she appreciates the culture and wants to be a part, she needs to take a page from Eminem. He's the coolest white dude on the planet. We accept him, and he never used the N-word. He got a respect for hip-hop. He got a respect for the hip-hop culture. He's never used the N-word. Now, Latinos. The only reason why I disagree with your argument for everyone, I understand your argument for you because of your life experiences. Most of your discrimination came from Latin people.
As a black Haitian girl, growing up in Miami, most of the racism I felt came from Hispanics.
But what you gotta understand is this: the same Latin people who would discriminate against you are the same Latin people who would discriminate against Afro-Latinos.
Nosotros queremos un mundo que decimos que tenemos un latino unidos, pero con el mismo tiempo tenemos que terminar la discriminación entre nosotros los latinos.
Estamos como estamos porque somos racistas entre nosotros mismos, entre nuestra propia gente. ¿Sabes qué? No nos apoyamos.
So, Afro-Latinos are Latin people. They speak Spanish, but you can clearly see their African heritage. They've never been to Africa, they've never been to America, but they're just as black as you and me. So at the end of the day, in their country, they're considered black. No, they're not considered African American, but they're considered black. And in their countries, they're considered less than. So the same Latin people who would discriminate against you as a black person would do the same thing to Afro-Latinos. So no, those Hispanic people do not have the right to say the N-word.
Have I got a witness?
Because we know that they're saying it as an elitist thing to be derogatory. Now, Afro-Latinos, Mexicans who grew up in California and other communities where their culture and black culture are close together, they say it amongst themselves. So they calling each other nigga. They saying the word, and it's not even in the direction of any black people. I've seen many times, I'll be there and I see my Latin friends, they talking to each other and they're calling each other nigga. It's not a derogatory thing. It's the same way we would do it to each other. They do it to each other. Now, when he turned to do it to me, I'm supposed to be offended? Like I don't know what's going on? They grew up talking like that. So, another point you made is black women don't let that slide.
Black women would never. Black women would never.
And that's a valid point. I have nothing to say about that. Most of the time when it comes to being stand up and making sure shit don't fly, black women are the ones who hold the line on that. But at the same time, there's no one who's more undervalued than the black women. Black men out here ain't out here, and I'm not saying all, but a lot. Black men ain't out here protecting black women. They trying to find everything but a black woman to be with. And that's okay. Love who you love. But at the same time, it's different when you choose an outsider of the race at the detriment of the women in your race. Like, what's the basketball player? Gilbert Arenas. He got everything negative to say about black women, forgetting that his mom's is a black woman. But he'll never date a black woman, this and this and that. That dude. Those are the dudes who will sit in a room with a white woman who's dropping the N-bomb, or a non-black person who's dropping the N-bomb, and let that shit slide because they want to smash.
Meanwhile, black men, because they looking at you like a piece of pussy, they looking at you like a piece of meat. She be around the niggas. It's all right. They let it bypass. I'm telling you. If you sit back and just think about what I'm saying, literally last week you had Yes Jules sitting with 3 niggas and a white dude saying nigga, and the only person who felt bad about that was the white guy.
Black men who are woke and actually embrace and want to elevate the standing of black culture are not going to let that shit slide. Even if they willing to date outside their race, they're not going to let the people that they date then disrespect their culture and their race. So I don't agree with that. The third thing that I wanted to touch on is actually you saying white kids buying tickets to the concert just so they could say the N-word.
Why you think these little white kids be buying Migos concert tickets, Drake concert tickets, 21 Savage tickets? Like, why do you think they're so fascinated by hip hop? That's the one time they get to go and they get to say nigga, and they're not gonna get their ass beat. Literally, they be in the crowd. My niggas is bad and boot like lit. They buy the ticket so they can go say nigga. All right, we're gonna buy these tickets. We can go down to the concert and we can say nigga without getting our ass beat. That's if you don't think that's what it is, like them white kids don't know what the fuck we talking about in these songs. They hear nigga, they're like, ooh, now I can say nigga. I could buy a ticket. It's gonna cost me $250 to sit front row and say nigga.
I would say that's 60% true. Because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, we can't afford to go to those concerts unless the tickets are real cheap. We don't have $300 and $400 to go to a concert. So it's going to be a whole bunch of white people in their element with the rapper who sang the song. Now, whose fault is that? The white kid who wants to sing the N-word that's part of the lyric in the song, or the rapper who put it as a lyric in the song and expects nobody to sing it. Now, we do see in certain instances with white people, they'll rap the song and they'll omit that. And I respect the white people who do that. But I'm not going to get uptight for the white person who sings the lyrics of the song, because they're not talking to nobody. They're literally parroting a song. So they're not looking at somebody and like, you nigga this, you nigga that. No, that's not what they're doing. They vibing to their favorite artist and singing along with the song. Now, if you sing along with the song and you say it, I'm not going to sit there and beat your head over it. But ain't no song playing and you just out in the world like that, I'm like, nah, that's not cool. That's not cool. Especially if we ain't grow up together. If you a new white person in my life, you can't say that word. Just like anything, it's not black and white. There's a gray area. There's some black people that I grew up with. Matter of fact, there's some white people that I grew up with that are closer to me than like family, like brothers and sisters. And we talk the same. And they will say the N-word. But I know that their intention is not to be degrading. They just grew up with us. They were the minority. And at the end of the day, they assimilated to us. And so they walk, talk, act, and you wouldn't know outside of the fact that their skin was white that you were talking to a white person. Like if you were talking to them on a phone, you wouldn't know you were talking to a white person until you saw their skin, because that's how close we are and we grew up like that. So you said try to make it make sense, and I hope that I did try to do that. At the end of the day, I do see you do have some valid points, but some of the points there where you were like, there's no reason why no one other than black people should say the N-word, that's just not true. Now, if anybody has malicious intent when they're saying the word, yes, they need to be checked and they need to be checked immediately. But at the same time, that's the reason why Fat Joe can get away with saying the N-word.
I don't see y'all in Fat Joe's comments saying he's racist. He's been saying nigga for how long? It's a lot of Hispanic celebrities, rappers, you know, a lot of celebrities and rappers who are not black who say it. And I don't see y'all like cutting up behind them and saying you're racist.
Because one, he grew up in the Latin community in the Bronx. The Bronx is Hispanic and black people. They grew up together. They talk like each other. At the same time, what happened to Jennifer Lopez when she said it? They almost shut her whole career down. So it's not everybody gets a pass. Plus, he's doing hip hop with other black rappers, and they calling this nigga they nigga. So he has the right to call the same person who called Fat Joe they nigga. Fat Joe has the right to call him back and say that's my nigga too. You can't do that to people. It's not right. But I don't know. Local Coco fam, if you agree with me, let me know down in the comments below. If you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments below. Just let me know why though. They'll just be like, yo, this is trash. Cause I really want to have a real discussion. Like I said, Jessie Woo, I watched your video. You had some valid points, but I don't think that it was 100% accurate, and you said to have somebody try to make it make sense. So that's basically what I tried to do here. But Local Coco fam, you know how I do. We're gonna get back on my reactions. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram. Like I said, you like, where the hell did this come from? I'm on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram, talk to me on Instagram, and yeah, we're gonna make sure that we keep the content coming. I'm gonna do reactions, but I definitely gotta start doing more original content too if I plan to be successful on this platform. So this is my first attempt at original content. I wanted it to be vlogs, but I really think commentary is where I'm gonna be best suited at. But there's no post notification shout out today because at the end of the day, I wasn't even planning on making this video, but I saw that video and I just wanted to respond and you know make it make sense to the young lady who posed the question. But if you do want a post notification shout out, you know, if you show me love, I'll show you love in return. Just let me know that you're subscribed with your post notifications turned on. Go visit LaRocaBlueApparel.RayJones.com. Get your life. And family, you know I love you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all the subs, all the likes, all the shares, all the comments. But until the next video, Local Coco fam, peace.
Until tomorrow, kiss me like the first time. Until tomorrow.